Entertainment, undiluted, 100%. And that was what EPL dished out this weekend. From the Arsenal side of things, it's a pity, but, on the neutral side, this is pure entertainment and this is what football is all about. That's why the object is spherical. Can turn either way anytime when you least expect it. So, my name is James, and with me on the show today is
Samuel.
Okay, fantastic.
So, sir.
Okay, all right, let's go. So, the first match. Yeah, because when the fixture came out, I was like, Aston Villa, Arsenal. We know the history between these two. Playing, when the sun is the hottest in the middle of the day,
in the afternoon,
and in the real afternoon, I was like, that game, something is going to happen. And before the game, we got an intel that Declan Rice had a knock, but I think he got over it and was able to play. But of course, Saliba and Gabriel were nowhere to be found, of course, as a result of injury. And while we delve into this match, aside the result, I want us to look at the system, the Arsenal system, starting from the coach to the backroom staff. Why do they keep having injured players week in, week out? And they are not the side that plays physical football. They are not known for that. So how come they always have? And we noticed something before the season started. Arteta was buying almost 2 players for every wing, as if he was anticipating. Yes, of course, so many teams are playing so many tournaments, 4 tournaments thereabout. But the way he was buying the players, he was buying as if he was anticipating injuries. And now the injuries are happening, so it's something we need to talk about. So Esosa, walk us through the match. Aston Villa, of course, they took down Arsenal, the most informed team in Europe, as it is.
Hello, viewers.
Yes.
Compliments of the season.
Yes.
Well, it's like you rightly said, it is the season. So since my inception into Premier League decades ago, it's been a trend for Arsenal to drop points at the December timeline. And if you even listen to our previous podcast videos we made like months back, we predicted this.
True.
We're not gurus. We're not Methuselah, but there's a trend. Yep. And the question you asked was, is it the physios or the med team?
Yeah.
But now we've seen change of hands. Mm-hmm. But the same thing still happens. So, I don't know, they have to go and wash their head in the river.
At this point. And because there's something about communication. Apart from the verbal communication, there's also something about the body language, which constitutes about 60% of our communication. And that is the body language we got from the Arsenal players after the game. It was like they lost the final.
It's the same against Chelsea too now. The body language was not... They were not amped up after
I mean their reaction after the game. The way they were lying on the pitch, Declan Rice was like this, Because I think they lost a Champions League final
2 seasons ago, right? When 2 or 3 when Gabriel got injured, they were just dropping points back to back to back.
Yeah.
So I think that unit, Saliba, and they're like the focal point of Arsenal's success story. So and you can see how they are very amped up when they are playing together. Mm-hmm. So having to lose those 2 guys, the morale has really dropped. No, Arsenal is not necessarily a defensive team or a physical team.
I see it more like a tripod. Gabriel, Saliba, and Declan Rice.
Yes, that's.
And imagine when a tripod doesn't have 2 legs.
Or one self.
Because now it's only Rice that is on the pitch. Saliba and Gabriel. Sam, what do you think?
So, I mean, I don't feel pity for Arsenal because them winning the league is something that I have not seen and I don't wish to see it. Yeah, but from a fan perspective, it hurts.
It does.
And I know why Arsenal. I know why the players were acting the way they did that at the end of the game. They feel like it is their time now. I mean, they've been so hot. I've been jealous of their team and their defensive structure. And I feel like this loss it shapes the whole Premier League title race. Look at Man City now. How many points does Arsenal lead Man City? And Man City are going on a spree. They already have their players back. To form playing the normal way that we know Man City would be. Definitely. So Arsenal know these things. You do not in Premier League. You do not sleep by 1 point.
This season
is actually December is very pivotal. It's very dicey. If you check it for like the past few seasons, for the last like 3 or 4 seasons,
Yeah.
teams that, I don't know, except when Arsenal was there, teams that
True.
become first at the end of
At the end of
Christmas, they're going to win the league.
yeah, true.
And now like this is very tight. If once Man City can get to that number 1, I know
They're
Arsenal,
not dropping.
they're not
That's
dropping.
the end.
They're not
That's
dropping.
the
And
end.
Arsenal really need to win a trophy.
A major trophy.
They need to win a major trophy.
Come on, man.
I mean, they are the only club that I've seen that they are winners, but they don't win
You don't win
trophies.
trophies. Yeah.
You understand?
it's
So
really,
there's something
really
about
crazy.
what is Arteta actually blowing in the air that is making the management have so much confidence in him. Truth be told, Arteta has done a lot of work in Arsenal. He has built the team to the point that before the game against Sunderland, because this also started after Sunderland, that 2-2 draw.
Yeah.
Because before that game, Arsenal has only conceded 3 times in the EPL, and they met Sunderland and conceded 2. So I think at that point, because there's something about EPL, once you're winning, a lot of people get to focus on you to see your weak point, and I think that was exposed in that game. Then Chelsea came and emphasized that as well. One man down, they even scored before Arsenal.
Yeah.
So other teams were like, oh, wait a minute.
What's happening?
Wait a minute, we can actually take on these guys.
There's a chink in the armor.
You understand? So they've seen the weak point, and I think the injuries kind of made it easier for other teams because, as it is now, I think the problem is not just losing to Aston Villa. The problem is the next game
The next game.
and the game that follows after that, because
What are they playing next?
December is not
Choked
valid. It's exactly packed
Packed.
because they're going to Champions League next, so it's not going to be any easier for Arsenal as it is because we are still in December, and EPL is not easy, but I wish them all the best, although in my mind, in my deep mind,
in our mind.
to be real, I'm actually happy with what is happening, but sincerely, if I am in the board of Arsenal right now, it's time for a change at the helm of affairs when it comes to the coaching crew. Arteta needs to go. I think he has played his part in terms of building the team to this level. They need to get a winning coach. A coach that has won things, that has won major
best
trophies.
option right
Maresca is not for sale.
Zidane is there. No, of course, Maresca. No, that's our guy. Zidane is. They can go
No,
for
but
it
Zidane
because
is going to
Zidane
France.
is going to.
France for World
Yeah,
Cup.
but they can convince him with the right fee because at the end of the day, Zidane is relatively young.
So I think
as a coach.
this is why this is what Zidane is doing.
Yes.
Zidane has a very good record with
He goes
Real
to
Madrid.
where people are
Where
winning.
exactly? He will never go to a place that I'm not going to be a winner. No, he
Where
doesn't
you
want that, and that's why he's going to
I
France.
know
France have
EPL doesn't show mercy.
Exactly.
Once you come in, they want you
it's
to
crazy.
show
And
results.
I'm pretty sure Zidane wants to keep that standard.
Yeah.
Winner, I'm a winner,
True.
I'm a winner, I'm a
True.
winner, I'm a winner. So it will be hard.
That's
Maybe
nice
can
as
go
well.
for Hansi
I
Flick.
hope you guys will try and dry the water in your gun, because right now the gun is not
It's
gunning.
not gone enough.
Just dry it up, add some gunpowder, and see if you can fire in the next game. So we move on. Bournemouth, Chelsea. After the euphoria of Arsenal losing, I watched the game. Chelsea, it was like there's something I see in the Chelsea team. Yes, we've all talked about inconsistency and all that, but any day they decide not to perform, nothing changes it. Once for some reason those guys decide that today we are not going to perform,
We're not doing
nothing,
anything.
because Esteban was on the pitch, Pedro Neto was on the pitch, Palmer was on the pitch, Reece James was even making wrong passes. I was like, what is going on, guys? This is Bournemouth now. You understand? So I think there's something missing in that team. Could it be the players? Could it be the coach? Because this is not a team that can win the Premier
Let me
League.
touch on that.
Yes.
So we've had serious level of inconsistency. When I say we, I mean them. So that inconsistency we definitely show with games like Bournemouth, Brighton. Those guys have our numbers,
Yeah.
and those even Leeds, they have our numbers. So that inconsistency.
Leeds just came from Championship.
Well, so did Leicester.
Well, true.
So we can't write. This is England, so we can't write anybody off.
Can't write
And also, Maresca, as we know him as a tactician, would always want to play safe against certain kind of games. And also, the morale of the team from that game alone, they had chances. It's not as if they didn't play. They had plethora of chances. Conversion was a problem. So this is something that has also plagued Chelsea for seasons, where we create a lot of chances. This is the Tuchel, Lampard, conversion has always been the problem. So now, since Diego Costa, conversion has always been the problem with Chelsea. So
But sorry,
So-
let me ask you a question. Do you think conversion has been our problem so far this season? Because this game is the first game we are not scoring a goal in 20 games.
So now, if you want to win the title, games like this, you need to put at least one.
Yeah, very pivotal.
That is the thing that's why the Mourinho syndrome in Chelsea is kind of dying off, because Mourinho will just give you one goal.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about possession. So it's about grinding results. That's how the same thing how Man City won 4 titles back to back. Just one goal. So that's what we need. We need just that one. That's that little push. The same thing that happened in Liverpool when Estevao gave us those kind of goals. Those are the winning. Those are the things that really will spike the team, the fans, and everybody is behind the team. But at the same time, we're not doing bad. We're still, doing better than we anticipated. And
we're actually doing worse than I expected.
Well, I think we're doing
coming
better.
from a team that won Club World.
No. That would be unfair. That would be unfair because this is Maresca's second season. And his first season, he exceeded expectation. And this season,
so he actually set himself up.
No, I won't say he set himself up. I'll say that
because if you did two trophies in your first season,
when no one was expecting you to perform,
the next season you should challenge for the trophy. At least you shouldn't be anything below the top 3.
That skill or preference will not be in favor to the manager. Why? Because he doesn't have the prestige. First things first, to win a major trophy. He came on board for a 5-year plan, and he has surpassed a 2-year plan within a season. So that means that with more time, he will grow into the manager they see in him.
Okay, so you are saying that Chelsea graph, if you plot it 5 years, it will go like this?
It will definitely go like this, then it will reach a peak.
So all I know is I will keep on saying this. I'm just going to say this. I know we're going to win Champions League this season. That's one thing.
I'm more than the Premier League.
I'm betting more. I'm betting more on Champions League than Premier League.
These guys are too positive.
I'm actually.
I need some of that energy, because the truth is that Premier League is a league of strong culture.
Yes, that's why we
to win the Premier League,
you need to be
your defense needs to be top notch first. Your strikers need to be top notch.
Clinical.
Because check the seasons we've won EPL. We have a lion as a striker. Your midfield need to be grinders. You don't need to be too fantastic.
We have that now.
Grinders, guys that will run you down. Not necessarily flair. Flair is not necessary. Get solid defense, of course. The keeper is part of the defense. Have a very confrontational striker. Let me use that term. Then have a midfield that is ready to soak up pressure and get the game over the line. You need that. Then you need a bit of luck. These are the key things every team must have in to win EPL, because with these qualities you should be able to see an opportunity and capitalize on it. The table leader just dropped 3 points. Everybody should be
don't worry.
You understand? If you really want to get the trophy.
By next weekend,
I don't see that fire in Chelsea, because yes, I see a bit of I say more frustration, from Pedro Neto from that game. He was trying to do something, but it wasn't working. But if you look at that front line, really, aside Pedro Neto, a bit of Estevao, because he's a young star, he's coming up and all that. I don't see any threat in that front line, and that is bad, because
Palmer
is not part of the front 3 now. I don't see any threat in that front 3 because João Pedro, Delap. It's like he left his brain.
It's like he's injured again.
Yeah, I think if he
Gittins is, you can't rely on him.
You know why?
Then Garnacho. Do you understand? So you see a lot of borderline. You are not sure of, because the truth is that when you line up your front 3, you should be able to beat your chest. You understand? You say that no, this guy must deliver. It's sure. But when you don't have that in your team, bro, you are not challenging for anything. You'll be lucky to get Carabao Cup or FA Cup if you are lucky. That's just it. So for Chelsea,
I stand on my word.
Champions League. Okay, we move on. So let's talk about people that I think are a bit more serious. Manchester City, Sunderland. We saw the move that is needed. When the shark smells blood,
you will capitalize on
because Arsenal dropped a major point on a day like that, and it's a good thing that they played before every other person. So they were like, okay, we can see it. Yes, and I don't goof. You get. So as it is, Manchester City, like I said at the beginning of this season, they are my favorites to win the league. Yes, I'm a Chelsea player, but come on, these guys, they have what it takes. They have the defense, they have the midfield, they have the attack. They have the best striker for me. Currently, Haaland is, maybe compare him with Kane, maybe. But for the fact that Haaland is playing in EPL, that puts him ahead of Kane in terms of preference for me. So I think that's the best striker in the world right now. So I think these guys are set for EPL.
Yes.
Sam.
Yeah, I mean,
you may not like it, but
as long as Arsenal does not win the EPL, anybody can win the EPL.
Hey God, that's not fast. They will attack us.
That is just my peace of mind. As long as Man City is still a small club. I don't really fancy. It's good to have younger ones.
They've won everything.
Yeah, they've won. They've not won club.
No, of course, no. But that one is our own first.
Exactly.
Now we
they've not won club World Cup. So I don't really care. It does not look like they can win the club World Cup. So it's 4 years now. For the next 4 years, I'm still champion. So who knows what will happen over the course of the 4 years? Yeah.
So if you're a Man City fan, and the good thing about Man City fans in Nigeria, the ones that met. Not just that they are not much. There are people that exited Arsenal, some exited Chelsea, some exited Barca. I don't think Man U will cross Man City. No, I don't think the bad blood is too strong.
I don't think so.
So these are the guys in that bucket. So if you guys are watching, as small as you guys are, we wish you all the best. Just go ahead and
just stop Arsenal.
Grab it.
Thank you.
And put in your best. So we move on. Leeds, Liverpool.
The game of the weekend.
We saw the drama that because the game just went. The truth is that Liverpool is not a team that raises a lot of dust now if they drop points, considering what we've witnessed in the last couple of months. But I think the major dust was raised by what we heard from Salah. The Salah that we know. Salah is a chill guy.
Yeah.
He's reserved. He's not so vocal. Especially with his personal life. And the only thing we know Salah, especially in December,
is Christmas
pajamas picture, which we are looking forward to. So Salah, please don't forget, we made that picture big. So he came out to voice his candid opinion about Liverpool, the fans, the coach, and how he's been treated. From my own point of view, just like the game is, the game of football, the object is spherical. It goes round. If it doesn't touch you today, to touch you tomorrow.
Exactly.
When Mane was in Liverpool, we know the treatment he got in Liverpool. To the point that Mane won CAF Nations Cup and couldn't celebrate in Liverpool because they were considering Salah. You understand? We had incidences of where, we remember a final against Madrid. Salah got injured, of course, the technical knockout from Ramos. Mane stood up, he stepped up, he got a goal in that game. Yes, Liverpool ended up losing. But we know the character, we know the contribution Mane brought to the Liverpool team, and we know how he left. Borderline for the reason that he was poorly paid at the time. He went to Bayern Munich and his wage was multiplied by 5 times. This is someone that was asking for the bare minimum in Liverpool. So we know how the treatment he got, and we didn't hear anything about Salah. To add insult to the injury, sort of, we remember the comment from Klopp as regards CAF Nations Cup, when he referred to it as a little tournament, the tournament of a whole continent, as a little tournament. Salah was asked about, to react on that comment. Salah said his coach was joking. You understand? So when you drop things like this, as you walk through your journey in your career, it tells a lot when things like this come back to bite you. Because the truth is that not many people are reacting. Even the Liverpool fans are not reacting in favor of Salah. They're like, bro, if it's your time to go. So, yes, no.
I didn't get the chance to hear what he said, but I saw the game. And what I saw in that game was this. No goals first half, second half 2-0 Liverpool.
Yes, sir.
Then equalizer, Calvert-Lewin penalty.
Yes.
Then
Giant
Tamaka that scored the second. Then Szoboszlai, beautiful goal.
Yes.
Top notch. Then 95th minute or so, equalizer. How about? Can't be 2 goals up and it's ridiculous.
It's actually ridiculous.
Forget, we all know it's Leeds, but even at that, you're the champions of England.
Yep.
You have 3-2 up. You defend. in the 90th minute.
So is that the problem of the coach or the player?
It's first things first. The coach, we already know he won the title last season off the back of Johan Klopp's structure. But now Salah is on the bench because of he cannot perform because there's no Arnold. Because Arnold was that guy that just made Salah shine.
The passes.
He was the guy that made Liverpool shine in ways that there was less pressure on the defense.
True.
Because he knows how to throw the passes and to hit the man at the right place.
Yeah.
So the defense doesn't have much pressure. So we're seeing Liverpool going through a lot of pressure right now, and it's exposing Van Dijk specifically.
Do you know I love that is happening?
Yeah, because
you know why?
If you notice, Van Dijk is not necessarily a man. He cannot mark.
I've always said it.
He cannot give you man to man.
They almost give him Ballon d'Or. Thank God they don't have.
Exactly. So he can give you area. He can give you physical. He can
give you passes.
Yeah, that's good. That's like basic football 101. If you get what I mean. But now Liverpool are under so much pressure, and Arnold, we know he's not a good defender, but he knows how to relieve pressure of the defense.
His build up is good.
Exactly.
Good build up.
1-2 passes. Also, not just on Salah's lane, to the other side of the wing. Switch off play, brilliant. So his absence is a huge factor, and also for me, it's how cocky the manager is that you're losing that guy, and yet your replacement or your alternative
is Frimpong.
Even if it's even Frimpong, at least change the game.
The first game I saw Frimpong, I was like, is this guy a fullback or is he competing with Salah?
Fine, he has the pace.
The guy was all over the place.
He's very pacey, he's very young and energetic. That's really something you can leverage. But my point is, when you lose a guy like Arnold, what you can't replace Arnold, obviously, so you change your gameplay. Szoboszlai is not useful there.
So,
because he will get injured, he will run out.
Says that
he's not.
Because
Szoboszlai is very creative.
He's a brilliant footballer.
Look
at the shots he takes. Look at the way he scores. Look at the way he dummies the feints and the things.
Goal against Arsenal.
So you can't bank on him to give you that kind of performance week in, week out. So my own is this: you lose a man like that, you're so full of yourself, thinking, oh, you won the league, and they'll chain you up. Now he set himself up for failure. So now Liverpool dropping points away after when you're 3 point, when you're playing against Leeds in their home and you're winning them 90th minute. What are you doing now? You defend. You took out
manage the game.
You took out Vert and who else did you take out again? Bradley, to bring in Gomez and McAllister.
But that was a good sub because these are two rugged players.
It was not a good sub.
McAllister is a very rugged player, same as Gomez.
But the third goal was Gomez's fault now. So how was that a good sub? It wasn't a good sub because these players didn't have any impact. Instead, they came in and they conceded. So that was not a good sub. You had a trajectory. Just continue with that pace. That's pressure. Because that's the thing, when you're playing lower teams like that, pressure will always make them break. That's just how it works.
Because that's sub.
Pressure and consistency. The same thing with Man U and Brighton.
That sub meant that Liverpool switched from 4-3-3 to 5-4-1. So Gomez adds to the number in the defense. McAllister chalks up the midfield. So that was actually supposed to be a perfect sub for me because we know this guy, Gomez, he gets yellow cards.
Okay, now,
and the reason he gets yellow cards is because of his harsh tackles.
Look at the third goal.
Yeah.
No,
it was actually Gomez's fault.
Okay, now there was actually the player was already in the box. Cannot and Van Dijk were there.
Yeah.
And he had time to shoot. Like Haba, man.
The leader
so the thing is, you can have 5 defenders, but they're not defending as a unit. You don't need to have. You can have 3 defenders. Look at what team? Is it the Netherlands? There was one team that had 3. That played that 3-4-3 formation for seasons, and they could defend well. It was the Antonio Conte's era.
He did it in Chelsea too.
Bro, those 3 guys. Aspilicueta was there. Davies was there. What was our level? Those guys, they were strong. No way. So you don't need to have 5 or 10 people in the back for you to defend properly. Defending first is more mental than physical.
Yeah.
Timing. That's why some people get red cards and penalties in the box. It's not only about being physical. It's about mentality first. True. So now, for me, the manager is not good enough. He's costing Liverpool a lot, and also him benching Salah. At this point in time, you can't be making bold decisions like that for a top player.
Yeah.
Fine, maybe Salah is not handling it well. Like you rightly said, the ball goes round. Because this is the first time he's been, and a lot of players have left because of him. Yeah. So now it's his turn to be professional and sit on the bench and wait for your time. Yeah. And when that time comes, they will have no choice but to let the manager go, knowing that, okay, now you bench our best player, will drop points. Now he's back on, performing well. So I think he needs to swallow his pride and actually stay where he's supposed to be at this point in time. But my own is this: the manager It's killing Liverpool.
Definitely.
It's killing Liverpool.
Now, you know, the thing about managers are they should be risk takers. And a Slot, I'm sure it took a lot from him to bench Salah. And he did it the first match, he won. This is the second match, he won. But this time around,
that's
so we can see that, okay, from 3 games, he has been able to get 5 points. Yes, poor, it may be poor considering where they are coming from, but that was the decision of the coach. So, what do you think? Do you think Slot right now is bringing out the real character, the real capacity he has, or do you think he's not the man for the game and he's just making mistakes here and
I feel like he's bringing out himself. That's what I feel like he's doing right now. And I think I don't want to say I have an issue with their transfer policy because it's their team, it's not my team. But some players I'm like, why do you need them?
Yeah, and some
I see Isak as
surplus.
Exactly, a surplus because Ekitike came in and he hit the ground.
I like Ekitike.
I like Ekitike. I don't see any reason why you need to. Okay, fine.
You are not bold.
Okay, fine. They had what's called Jota, the whole Jota issue.
That really hit them though.
That really hit them. Yes.
Jota is like a Trossard.
Yeah.
He would just
always be there and he would score.
True.
Yeah, but I still feel like they could have given another person chance from the youth team to build in while they are slowly transitioning Salah out. Why they are making this decision of Salah out is because they have to accommodate Ekitike, they have to accommodate Isak, they have to accommodate Florian Wirtz, all those Gakpo, they have to accommodate all these players.
True.
And come on, you do not do such to your best player. Like,
very true.
Not like that.
But another thing, why did they let Diaz go?
Why did they let them? Well, I feel like Diaz wanted to. Diaz wanted to leave because he had better. He said the salary offer from Liverpool from Bayern was.
So the bias on Salah is too much.
There's this thing that
There's so much bias.
Liverpool fans always claim that their club is one of the best in terms of club player loyalty. You remember what happened when they kidnapped Diaz's dad?
Yeah.
You know, the way they brought them to England, made them feel as if they are
that's
all of a
PR
sudden.
stuff.
PR stuff. And the fans fell for it. They are like, no, this is home, blah, 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 blah. By the time Uncle checked his account balance,
you didn't want.
and what he's
how much have I collected?
That's just the word. And where he's coming from, South America. It's a poor country. They need money.
Look at Oscar.
They need money. So you can't say you want to be doing PR with me while the account balance is
immediately China came for Oscar. He didn't think twice. He
50
said the money was good.
Konate is earning 50k there, but I think 55k.
Really?
At that level, yes, now.
Really?
At that level.
Champions League winner.
And his partner, your best friend, Van Dijk, is on 300.
So there's a strong level of bias.
Yes.
You touched on Mane stuff. For me, Mane was a better player than Salah when he was there.
No, he was not.
He did. No. Salah scores. Mane would do the dirty work. Mane was the guy that made Firmino and Mane made Salah shine. If you watch Liverpool's game, Mane's work rate down to defending. Salah never defends.
Yeah, Mane defends.
Fine, Salah will give you those unbelievable goals, yes, but it was so rugged and into his job. Yeah, Diaz is also like that as well.
Yeah,
so Gakpo is not like that. Gakpo has more finesse.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but finesse will not win you games like that. Imagine having Mane on pitch and Diaz on the bench for that Leeds game.
Yeah,
there was no way they would lose that game. There was no way. So letting Mane go and Diaz go, clearly the bias is too much. And fine, Salah is African, but it's not regarded. You know, there's this disparity between Egypt, Algeria, Tunisia.
Yeah.
But my point is that bias is unhealthy for a beautiful team, a real sport of football. It's very unhealthy, and it still has costing Liverpool greatly.
True. Okay, guys, you've heard it. You know, we've said a lot in this short while. EPL, like I said, it keeps dishing out drama week in, week out. You know, we're in December, so we are expecting double dose of that drama, and more is going to happen. Well, at this point, we draw the curtain. I remain your one and only James, Yanko the show, and with me is Sam and Esosa, and we encourage you to keep subscribing, keep sharing, keep watching, and stay tuned for the next bits. Thank you.